Breaking news tonight. What happens when the music industry's most anticipated prodigy completely vanishes from the public eye just as she's poised to take the crown? Good evening, I'm reporting on the unprecedented media blackout surrounding Jordan. For years, the world has watched this vocal powerhouse dominate international stages, accumulating billions of views and capturing a global audience with a voice that defies her age. But tonight, our investigation takes us away from the glittering stadium lights and straight to the heavily guarded, soundproof doors of an undisclosed recording studio. The pressure mounting on this young artist is nothing short of extraordinary. Industry insiders are openly calling this upcoming project the most highly anticipated debut of the decade. The stakes are impossibly high, and the silence from her camp is deafening. This isn't merely a routine album cycle. It is a high-stakes battle for artistic survival under the heaviest microscope imaginable. We are tracking a developing story of intense expectations, where the demand to deliver an absolute masterpiece could either cement a legendary legacy or crush a rising empire before it fully takes flight. Exclusive reports indicate an extreme calculated isolation protocol is currently in effect, raising serious questions about the mental toll of this highly secretive recording process. Sources close to the inner circle have provided us with disturbing yet fascinating details regarding her current working conditions. To craft a masterpiece capable of living up to the monumental title of the next reigning pop royalty, it appears she has chosen to violently shut out all outside noise. Our investigation confirms an obsessive studio lock-in, with months spent deliberately hidden away from the relentless glare of the spotlight and the toxic echo chamber of social media. It is a strategic move, suggesting that to step into her ultimate destiny, all superficial distractions had to be completely eradicated. However, this sudden decision to go completely off the grid has sparked a massive wave of wild speculation among devoted fans and harsh critics alike. What began as a seemingly innocent hiatus from the public eye has rapidly devolved into a volatile rumor mill, with industry watchdogs questioning the psychological impact of such profound isolation. The silence is loud and the mystery is only deepening. We've uncovered reports of fierce, behind-the-scenes friction, as a massive creative war allegedly erupts between a visionary artist and the powerful executives holding the purse strings. The music industry possesses a notorious track record of chewing up raw, authentic talent and aggressively spitting out highly polished, completely generic clones. Tonight, swirling rumors point toward heavy creative tugs of war taking place directly behind the mixing desk. Powerful label executives are allegedly pushing hard for guaranteed, formulaic radio hits, demanding the kind of heavily manufactured, algorithm-friendly sound that currently dominates the mainstream charts. But our sources confirm that compromising her signature, deeply smoky vocal style to appease a corporate boardroom was an absolute from day one. Standing your ground against industry titans and demanding unwavering creative respect requires a level of grit rarely seen in artists of her generation. This is a classic underdog scenario playing out in real time within the studio walls. The fight for sonic authenticity is proving to be a brutal, uncompromising battlefield, and it is only the opening chapter in a much larger struggle for creative supremacy. Late-night investigations reveal a grueling, punishing schedule that is pushing the absolute physical and mental limits of everyone involved in this secretive project. When the corporate executives finally clear the building, the real, agonizing work commences. We are receiving accounts of brutal midnight sessions that stretch far beyond the boundaries of standard industry practices. Insiders speak of exhausting 12-hour marathons behind the studio microphone, fiercely chasing an impossible, uncompromising standard of perfection that leaves absolutely no room for error. There have been hushed, urgent concerns circulating regarding severe vocal strain, as she continuously pushes her natural instrument into entirely uncharted territories. She is reportedly flat-out refusing to rely on the heavy pitch correction or artificial studio magic that her peers use as a crutch. This is a raw, agonizing pursuit of the perfect, untainted vocal take, leaving everyone in the control room completely and utterly exhausted by dawn. It is a testament to her relentless work ethic, but it also raises alarming questions about the sustainability of such a punishing, high-pressure environment. The physical toll of perfection is undeniably steep. Deep, unconfirmed whispers have reached our news desk regarding exactly who has been quietly slipping into these late-night sessions completely off the official record. Our investigative team has uncovered details that completely change the narrative of this production. We aren't talking about the current crop of trendy flash-in-the-pan. We're talking about legendary heavyweight producers and iconic songwriters visiting the compound under strict confidentiality agreements. The word on the street is that these industry titans are magnetically drawn to the sheer, undeniable gravity of her raw talent. They are allegedly offering invaluable mentorship and elite collaboration without demanding the blinding spotlight or a massive, exorbitant cut of the back-end royalties. They clearly recognize a monumental, generational shift happening right there in that vocal booth, and they want their fingerprints on history in the making. Having that kind of hidden, elite arsenal at your disposal fundamentally alters the entire dynamic and trajectory of an album. It transforms a highly anticipated debut into a historic cultural event, meticulously crafted by the absolute masters of the craft. Breaking developments in the business sector reveal a ruthless, high-stakes game of legal chess being played directly behind the melodies in the breathtaking vocal runs. Amidst the exhausting chaos of the recording process, we are tracking a massive, highly strategic push for total independence and complete ownership. The dark days of young artists blindly signing away the rights to their master recordings are rapidly fading, and our sources indicate she's executing brilliant, ironclad legal maneuvers. She is supposedly fighting tooth and nail to ensure she legally holds the permanent rights to her own legacy and future, navigating the treacherous legal of the modern music business, while simultaneously attempting to pour your entire soul into a microphone, is a precarious balancing act that routinely destroys seasoned professionals. It is a bold, extraordinarily dangerous strategy against an archaic industry infrastructure, historically designed to keep artists perpetually indebted and controlled. This fierce, unwavering demand for total independence isn't just a business move. It is a rebellious spirit that is reportedly bleeding directly into the attitude of the tracks themselves. Leaked information from inside the compound suggests the music emerging from these grueling sessions is preparing to completely obliterate current mainstream chart trends. Highly placed insiders who have managed to hear the deeply guarded rough cuts describe a revolutionary sound that absolutely refuses to be boxed into a single category. The reports indicate a brilliant fusion that completely defies traditional genres, masterfully blending her classic vintage soul roots with remarkably dark, modern, and intensely cinematic undertones. This is not simply a collection of catchy singles. It is described as a meticulously crafted, immersive sonic experience specifically designed to aggressively jolt the passive listener wide awake. The tracks are rumored to be profoundly personal and strikingly vulnerable, fearlessly tackling the extreme isolation of her process, the crushing weight of massive global expectations, and the jarring, rapid transition into adulthood under a relentless public microscope. It is the definitive, explosive sound of an artist finally unleashing the full, completely unfiltered magnitude of her vocal capabilities upon an unsuspecting and utterly unprepared music industry. Our ongoing analysis of the situation reveals that the unprecedented media blackout isn't just an accident. It is a highly calculated psychological marketing warfare strategy. We must look closely at the deliberate void of information surrounding this highly anticipated project. In an era where artists constantly overshare every waking moment to appease algorithms, her absolute silence has become the loudest statement in the entertainment world today. Marketing analysts we've spoken with suggest this absolute scarcity of access is actively driving public demand to unprecedented fever-pitch levels. By starving the tabloids and the endless social media feeds, she has effectively forced the entire conversation to revolve exclusively around the impending music, rather than superficial celebrity gossip. It is a brilliant, highly disciplined maneuver that completely flips the traditional promotional script on its head. However, maintaining this level of total secrecy in the digital age requires a fortified inner circle and ironclad non-disclosure agreements. It proves that every single move being made right now, from the studio to the boardroom, is operating with military-grade precision and absolute strategic intent. As the project reportedly nears its final stages, the lockdown has only intensified, with security measures reaching levels typically reserved for high-profile government operations. Our final dispatches from the field indicate that the album is currently entering the critical mixing and mastering phase. Consequently, the veil of secrecy has been drawn even. We are receiving reports of extreme digital security protocols, utilizing encrypted hard drives and offline studio environments to prevent any possibility of a catastrophic leak before the official launch. The anxiety and anticipation within the industry are palpable, as rival labels desperately attempt to uncover the release date so they can strategically move their own artists out of the way. This isn't just an album drop, it is an impending cultural event that threatens to paralyze the normal operations of the music business. The sheer magnitude of the precautions being taken confirms what we have suspected all along. The team behind this project firmly believes they are holding onto an absolute masterpiece, and they are rigorously protecting the final product with absolutely everything they have in their arsenal. Tonight's final thought: we are currently standing on the precarious edge of a massive, undeniable shift in the global music and entertainment landscape. The agonizingly grueling late nights, the fierce behind-closed-doors battles for absolute creative control, and the relentless, unwavering pursuit of total legal independence have all been poured directly into this record. This project carries the immense, undeniable weight of the world on its shoulders. This is not just another disposable, perfectly packaged debut record rolling off an uncaring corporate assembly line. It stands as a definitive, rebellious statement from a generational artist who flatly refused to be molded, compromised, or controlled by a heavily manufactured machine. The consensus among those in the know is vividly clear. The album of the year wasn't simply recorded in a comfortable booth. It was brutally fought for, bled for, and ultimately conquered through sheer, unadulterated force of will. The only remaining question for our viewers tonight is whether the mainstream world is truly prepared for the earthquake that is about to hit. This has been our special report.